Hello and welcome back to this short update on what's new in the area of financial closing with the SAP S/4HANA Cloud 2023 release. My name is Erika Buson and I'm part of the Global Solution Management team at SAP, responsible for the areas of Entity Close and Global Tax Management. As mentioned in the other videos on SAP S/4HANA Finance, the starting point of important innovation is always the finance and risk process map, where, as we can see on the screen, we can find the business process perform financial closing. For those of you that are not yet familiar, to optimize these activities, SAP offers advanced financial closing, which I'm just going to call AFC. AFC is a SAP strategic solution to plan, orchestrate, automate, and monitor your financial closing centrally for your entire organization. And while AFC is the main building block to steer the financial close, it goes hand in hand with SAP S/4HANA Cloud that help you to maximize the level of automation you can achieve and accelerate the entire process until external report. Your business user can take control and manage your close centrally without relying on IT, and the required tasks are automatically executed in the financial system where the data are without data redundancy or without any reconciliation. Keeping this background in mind and following the update we had last year from Max Kobler, with this video I would like to introduce to you 6 innovations that help you to achieve automated and compliant close. And without any further ado, let's get started. And the first innovation that I would like to introduce to you is the automated supervision of closing tasks with account balance validation. Yes, it has been long waited, but it's finally here, and you can easily define and manage account balance validation. This takes place in your SAP S/4HANA Cloud where your data are, and then you can orchestrate the execution as part of your close from AFC. You can trigger them automatically, either based on a fixed date and time or based on a status of predecessor task. This means you could, for example, run preventive validation prior closing task to avoid error in the closing jobs, or you could run as a validation after certain closing tasks to ensure they are correct, or you could even plan milestone validation to just increase the governance. By adding this validation to your closing task list, you can gain further control and improve the quality of your close without adding any extra manual step that would slow down your close. These checks are in fact run automatically, just like you schedule them, and you are notified only if any of them fail and need your attention. It sounds great, isn't it? Let's see how setting up those checks in the system is like. With an intuitive guided wizard, you can define your rules to validate or compare account balances based on predefined criteria. You can define this very easily, choosing any of the attributes from the Universal Journal, and you can just select the time periods to be aggregated. In this example, we are seeing how we can easily define a rule to validate year-to-date asset balances. Once the rules have been set up, they can be automatically executed, and you can focus on the exceptions that require your attention. With few simple clicks, you can go from the error message to the underlying line item, where you can analyze the actual issue and take the required action. In addition, with AFC, you can embed this automated validation in the list of your closing tasks and control the process according to the result. And if any issue is identified, you are promptly informed via email. From your inbox, you can jump to the AFC task and the actual result in SAP S/4HANA Cloud in no time. Now that we have seen it in action, let's move to the second one that further strengthens the integration between AFC and SAP S/4HANA Cloud: the automated matching and reconciliation of intercompany transactions within your close. Your transactions are matched directly in your SAP S/4HANA Cloud where your data are. And yes, you have been able to do this already in past release, but what is new now is that you can orchestrate this execution from AFC itself. Yes, now you can enforce the right sequence of tasks and accelerate the subsequent step upon successful matching of your intercompany transaction. Similar to what we have seen for account balance validation, you can now automate the matching and reconciliation of intercompany transactions within your close. Without having to look at the universe of transactions recorded in your system, AFC automatically executes the intercompany matching in the background, and upon successful run, you get notified to review the balances. With one click, you can jump straight from the AFC task to SAP S/4HANA Cloud, where you can see all transactions for the trading partner, reconcile and assign the items that are open from insight to action. Once you have matched all missing transactions, you can record the completion status in AFC and your close can continue without delays, with full traceability and visibility of the latest status. Coming to the next update, always in the context of automation, there is one more innovation you should be aware of: the automated execution of closing tasks with SAP Build Process Automation in SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition. Have your user been busy with high-effort, repetitive tasks? Have you been looking to further automate your closing activities across SAP and non-SAP systems? This will be the perfect answer for you, creating a lot of further opportunities. In fact, you can now automate any task leveraging SAP Build Process Automation, provide full visibility of the completion status, and trigger notification to prompt action if any failure occurs. Are you wondering what you could start with? If you have a distributed landscape, you could use SIS to automate the reconciliation between systems, or you could consider for importing data from other systems. Or you could also use SIS to execute tasks that cannot be executed by a job in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. These are just examples. You can get started and you scale to further automation very quickly. So far, we have seen the three major innovations to further automate financial closing. However, before we close out, there are three more improvements you should be aware of to better manage your close. Improve the job scheduling, time-related dependency in the closing structure, and last but not least, enhanced maintenance of your closing structure. For job scheduling, you can now maintain an additional user that can be used to process the actual jobs in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. This, for example, can be a technical user, so you have less effort in maintaining authorization in the system. And as a result, you gain full transparency of the jobs that are scheduled on behalf of other users. And if you schedule jobs for multiple company codes and only some of them fail, you can now reschedule only the one that had errors. Yes, you don't need to waste time to execute all of them, and you can flexibly manage jobs without having to create separate tasks for each company code. Moving to the next one, a well-defined network of tasks is the fundamental starting point for optimizing your close and gaining control. While this has been possible for a very long time, leveraging process-related dependency, you can now also leverage time-related dependency to avoid unnecessary delays and further speed up your close. With this new type of dependency, you can start a successor task even if a task still has an error or a missing approval, without any delay. Are you wondering what a practical example may be? If you have jobs that consume a lot of resources in your connected system, you of course don't want them to run in parallel, but the result of the first one aren't required for the second one to be started. In such a situation, with this new type of dependency, you can maximize the speed of your close without scratching your head to fine-tune fixed starting times. Last but not least, for the maintenance of the closing structure, you can now copy folders to easily replicate your closing task across entities. With very few clicks, you can add another entity to ERP and orchestrate centrally. This helps you to both reduce setup effort and drive standardization across all entities worldwide. And if you needed to change and re-release a task list, or you want to restart your testing, you can now set up the status of the task list as obsolete and generate a new one for the same period of fiscal year. Yes, you can finally do it without having to create more and more financial data for testing new periods. We hope that this video about the major enhancement with SAP S/4HANA Cloud 2023 release has increased your understanding of how SAP solutions drive the next level of quality, efficiency, speed, and transparency of your financial close process, bringing it in the hand of your finance expert that can continuously drive improvement month after month. For a full list of all the innovation, you can scan the QR code that we have on the screen and deep dive into our What's New announcement. Also stay tuned for more innovation to come. We will soon release new dashboard to further ease the monitoring of your close. I would like to finish off by thanking you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to discuss these topics with you in more detail. Also, you can visit us at our community or join our customer events.